Of the complete sentences from which the active voice of the words are being changed into the passive voice. So we shall see some more exercises of the sentences that can be taken in today's session. The student. So first of all, you can see with one more example, that is the student wrote. The student wrote. The student wrote a brilliant review. So you can see this, a brilliant review. So this is your active voice of the sentence. Now you can write this sentence as the brilliant review the brilliant review. So the brilliant review was written by the student. Was written by the student. So you see, first of all, and the changing in the subject and the object of the verb which has been changed, the alternating of the words. In the active voice, you can see the student wrote a brilliant interview, and in the passive words of that same sentence, that has to be written as the brilliant review was written by the student. Then you can give with one more example of that one. Thousands of tourists view Taj Mahal every year. So thousands of tourists view Taj Mahal every year. So that also you can see, you can take, and Taj Mahal is viewed by thousands of tourists every day. So that can be taken as in this way. You can see this here. One more example, that is thousands of tourists thousands of tourists visit Taj Mahal. You thousands of tourists view the Taj Mahal every year. So that will be changing. Now you are going to change this similarly into this passive sentence. You can say that the Taj Mahal is viewed by thousands of people, is viewed by thousands of tourists. Thousands of tourists every day. So this every year is converted to this every day. So you can see that how the changing of the sentence is going to be taken in these. Thousands of tourists view Taj Mahal every year, and when it comes to passive voice, the Taj Mahal is viewed by thousands of tourists every day. So this can be again given with two more having of the examples that can be taken now. So you can see with one more example, the Indian team will play the game tomorrow. So you see here, the Indian team will play the game tomorrow. The Indian team will play. So we'll play the game. We'll play the game tomorrow. This again tomorrow. So that is again changed into the game will be played by. The game will be played by the Indian team tomorrow. So this is also one of the example how you are going to change the words here also. The Indian team will play the game tomorrow and the game will be played. The game will be played by Indian team tomorrow. Then lastly you can see with one more sentence, that is the landlord painted the landlord painted the house. The landlord painted the house to let out. To let it out. So then what is the changing of this one? The house was painted by the landlord to let it out. The house was painted. Laugh slowly. The house was painted by the landlord to let it out. So these are the sentences will be given. Again for that lastly you can see with one more, the manager will give the jobs. The manager will give you give your job. That sentences are being taken, that your job will be given in the manager to you there. So that can be taken into your sentences from the changing of these active voice to the passive voice. Now you can see with one more few exercises of which the passive voice of the sentences are being taken into active voice. Flash on flashlight. So convert the following sentences now from the passive voice into this active voice. And what are these sentences? You can see first one with the finding of the passive voices of the sentences there. So those sentences you can give. I shall call you for 2 times the sentence. A refresher course will be attended by the faculty every year. So listen once again. A refresher course will be attended by the faculty every year. So that one you can see, and what will be the changing. A refresher course will be attended. Course will be attended. So will be attended by the faculty by the faculty every year. So now you see it is the sentence how it is there in the passive voice. Then that can be changed into the active voice that the faculty will attend the faculty will attend the refresher course every year. Refresher course every year. So this is also one of the sentence where you are going to change the voice. Firstly, you can see that this will be attended by the faculty every year, and the faculty will attend refresher course every year. So an application for the new job, and an application for the new job. An application for the new job was sent by her. Was sent by her. So that itself you can see she sent an application. She sent an application. She sent an application for the new job. For the new job. And see here, and what are the changing of the words that you can see with these. An application for the new job was sent by her. That is the passive sentence, and you can take this into the active sentence as she sent an application for the new job. So see here, and you just have to modify the changing of the words where the sentences are being changed into these active voice and passive voice. So these are the terms that are going to be taken with one or two more examples from the exercise that has been given for us. A beautiful picture was painted by Tony. So a beautiful picture was painted by Tony. So then how you can change this, right? Tony painted a beautiful picture. Tony painted a beautiful picture. So that you see the modification of the sentences and that are being given by these passive voice and active voice. You just see the example that has been given. A beautiful picture was painted by Tony, and in that same active voice you can repeat the sentence as Tony painted a beautiful picture. So that song has been sung really. So with one more sentence, that song has been really sung by. So that song has been really sung sweetly by the choir. So by the choir. So you can also see here that song has been really sung sweetly by the choir. For that one you can give the changing of that one as the choir. The choir has sung that song, has sung that song. The choir has sung that song really sweetly. So this is also one of the exercise that can be changed in having of the changing of the words there. So you can also see these two more examples. A beautiful picture was painted by Tony, and Tony painted a beautiful picture, and that song was really sung by sweetly by the choir, and the choir has sung that song really sweetly. So the modification of the sentences, just you see, and you should have to follow the sentences by the changing of these sentences when they are going to compare with these active and passive voice. So there you can see with one or two more examples. By whom were you asked to write? By whom were you asked to write? By whom were you asked? By whom were you asked to write? So there lies this question mark, and you can see, and you can take this as in the sentence. Who asked? Who asked to write? Who asked? Who asked you to write? Who asked you to write? Then that is this. So you can give with one more example. Wildlife was destroyed by the wildlife was destroyed. Wildlife was destroyed by the forest fire. By the forest fire. So that can be taken as the forests are destroyed. The forest was destroyed. Was destroyed. Was destroyed by the wildlife. So this is the sentence. These are again two different sentences. Wildlife was destroyed by the forest fire, and the forest was destroyed by the wildlife. Similarly, you can see with one or two sentences, so that we shall recall now. Money was donated by Sam to the orphanage. Money was donated by Sam to the orphanage. So how that is being changed? Sam donated money to the orphanage. So you can tell them as Sam donated the money to the orphanage. So similarly, when you come to one more example of like that only, for the college feast, two skits will be performed by Suma. Then for the college feast, these two skits will be performed by Suma. The skits performed by Suma for the college. The experiments was conducted by the science teacher. So for that one, the experiments was conducted by the science teacher. So the science teacher will conduct the experiment. The science teacher conducts the experiment there. And at the last one you can take all the arrangements will be made